Well, I got my notification and they didn't lock me out. I'm just taking a position because I feel offended by their stance. They contacted me last week. I was all cleared. Then all of a sudden, when I got home a few days ago, I had the same notification that I had to do the same steps all over again. And I did it again and it was unsuccessful twice. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you have to go with the flow of life. And I understand that I was never supposed to have this channel because I didn't plan to. And somehow I was able to have a cute little place where people came to hang out and, you know, hear things that were interesting, learn something, laugh a little bit or what have you, and maybe have a bright spot. And so I don't know where that's gonna go. It's brand new to me. It was like a runaway train for me. Um, and with something to do. I enjoy it very, very much, by the way, very much. I really enjoy it, but I don't know how to resolve this in a way that I'm happy. I don't like the fact that they did something to me that is unfair, and I'm big on that. So I'm going to find out how to email them or talk to them. I've never tried to communicate with them, but now I have to. And that's a process. I've heard stories of that. So there are people that got their community tab taken away from them. I'm not the first person. I just am a certain kind of person that gets annoyed with something and I leave it alone. That's just how I am. So at least for a moment, until I figure how the ins and outs of this new world over here, because it's a world. Each app is its own world, and this is a world that has rules, and I'm not familiar with everything. But before I go, I want to say something. A lot of people are coming on various apps, and they're advocating for very extreme behaviors. But I'm advocating for subtle changes between men and women. I think that men need to be more open-minded, and I don't think a lot of men want to do that. And I think it's unfair of men to ask women to all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but to be so responsible for them when they're not like dad or granddad. They're not chopping wood in the backyard. They're not cutting down the tree. They're not building anything. They're not fixing their own car. They're going to the dealership and sitting in the waiting room, reading the Wall Street Journal, for 40 minutes to half an hour or so, and driving home. So there's no reason why a man can't take care of the home with his wife. There's absolutely no reason why men are allowed to just go around and be so irresponsible, pretending that they're so busy, so exhausted. No. And so that's what I advocate for. I advocate for families to work together so that the wife and the husband are both happy. I think all of us are entitled to happiness in life. And I think that the way that we're living, where we keep dumping on each other, is unfair and it's wrong. And I think so many people do not get to benefit and enjoy life that they've been given. And that's what my page is about. My channel is all about just the happiness of life that I think we're all supposed to have. We're all supposed to be able to make jam if we want to, like I did. And we're all supposed to be able to go and have a day of relaxation if we want to, and if we need it. And we're all supposed to have a time to laugh, a time to celebrate ourselves, celebrate your friends. We're supposed to have community, holidays, and we're celebrating together. It's not always supposed to be angry or political, or one person has to bear the brunt or the total responsibility of everything. I don't believe in that. So many women didn't get a chance to enjoy their life because they had a husband who was just dominating them, and they were just, like I said, indentured servants in the home. If someone thinks that that's extremely negative, then too bad. But to me, as a person whose mom was a stay-at-home mother, I have a perspective and it counts. Okay? My perspective counts. Now, obviously, that's a bit extreme when you hear it. But the point is, they do all the work. And they have no say, very little say. Some men give them say, lots of men didn't. And so nobody wants to go back to that. And that's my whole entire point. And these males need to understand, nobody wants to go back to that life where you just have to be somebody's housekeeper and cook and baby birther. Nobody wants that. Not many people do, and there's no appreciation to it. You just get older. You're not as cute as you used to be because you're worn out from all the work that you do. And I know all about that. So I'm not afraid to say it. And I said it, and I'm saying it not to black women anymore. I'm saying it in general, and I think someone doesn't like it. They're letting me know we notice you. Okay? Maybe that's what it's about. Guess what? Good, notice me. Because I'm not saying anything revolutionary, but guess what? Subtle changes are more doable than these extreme women that are saying, hey, go, get with women, and hey, don't have this and don't do that. I'm saying get married. I'm saying meet a nice guy and get married. But I'm saying let's change the dynamics a little bit so that it's more fair for everybody in the relationship. And if that is unacceptable in the world of men, I will gladly raise a flag for that, because I know a lot of these men are extremely selfish. Extremely. And the world caters to these men. They've got their strip clubs. They've got their parties. They've got their football games. And what do we have? You got your den. That's about it. If you're lucky, you have a den or a game room or something. But that's what I want to say. That's what I decided to talk about. And all of a sudden they're not happy with me because I'm not speaking to just black people anymore. I just went general with it, and it's offensive to somebody. It's not positive, they said. I don't know. To me, it is positive because the idea of everyone being happy to me is very positive. And the idea of women meeting a man like what we call a gold digger, but a woman that actually meets a man that has an adequate income for a good lifestyle for her, to me, that's extremely positive. What could be better than that? But they said that I'm negative. I'm not as positive. And something about the community guidelines, like they always talking about those vague, fuzzy guidelines. They know I didn't violate anything. It's just that they don't like this kind of conversation. The one thing the power structures hate is a liberated woman, an authentically liberated woman. They do not want that. They don't want women to be really, free to say, you know what, here's what I want to do. A lot of women kiss up to men still. They still do it. And men like it like that. They set a standard for you as a woman, and you have to jump over it. Okay? So I don't get that many views lately. I haven't put a lot of time into videos. So all of a sudden they're not pleased. Whatever. That's my answer to that. Whatever. I'm going to go on. I have other things to do. This takes a lot of time. And I'll go on and do what I want to do, the other things. And it's kind of relief, I might be back, like I said, but maybe it'll be a month or so. I'm definitely taking a break. I'm definitely going to step away because, you know what? There are other places to be. That's what I can say. This is not the only game going. It's one of the best games, but it's not the only game going. So, yep. So anyway, I'm going to say see you guys later. See you guys around. It was a pleasure, all of you. I'm going to call names, but then I leave out some other names. But those of you that commented regularly, I adore you guys. And I really do. And I was just startled by so much support, and I enjoyed it. And I would like to be there to provide more interesting content. So hopefully I'll return. I won't be away for too long. Hopefully not. Because to me, this was fun. Anyway, take care, guys.